Hey guys, Zach here. So this podcast is a little rough. We tried to record this the other day and my microphone was not working. And in the middle of this recording, the software crashed. So about halfway through, you'll notice a severe drop in the quality. And this is because once we got the program back up and going, my microphone mixing went all haywire. So I had to do some post-processing to remove a lot of background noise. I'm very sorry. I know this takes away from the quality of the cast, but I hope you still enjoy it. Well, without further ado, episode 5. Hello! Welcome to episode 5 of the Pirates Den podcast. This episode is officially called The Return of My Microphone, because this is the second time we've tried to record this one, because I don't know how to use a microphone. Yeah, I fucked up. I don't know how to use a microphone. We got about 30 minutes into the recording of this podcast, and then we realized, hey, I'm not recording my voice.
Something is wrong.
Yeah, something's wrong. So today, and here obviously we have me and Trevor, but also we have our buddy Casey.
Hello.
And we have Jeremy.
Hello.
That's them. Casey was with us when we tried to record this last episode, or tried to record this episode previously, and I don't know, maybe he was bad luck or something.
That's probably what it was.
But it seems to be working now. It seems like it's catching all our voices. So, thumbs up. I think we're good to go. We covered a few topics in the pre-recording. We'll cover those near the end of this one if we have the time. Just because we don't feel
want
like
to be redundant, because it would be
I don't want to be redundant
for all three of us.
Yeah. So, Trevor, do you have any topics? I have a few that I got before I got home from dinner and all that and shopping. But if not, do either of the three of you have topics?
No, I don't have any.
I really just had the same thing as yesterday. I was just going to, keep going with that. And I noticed your mic wasn't working 15 minutes in and should have said something, but...
yeah.
You could say how Apex is better than Call of Duty, hands down.
That's, I'm not convinced.
Matter of my opinion.
That's
at least there's an anti-cheat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Come on, straight up. I was watching Tim the Tatman earlier.
That's something we could talk about, how a lot of these big Call of Duty streamers are leaving. They'll play Call of Duty for 20, 30 minutes. They'll play Warzone for 20, 30 minutes and then be like, nope, tired of that getting hacked on, and they'll go to Apex.
I really thought that the only reason why people watched people stream Apex or stream Call of Duty is because it's girls that are just using their cleavage for views. That's it. It's just to stroke their ego, but it has nothing to do with the game.
they Twitch cracked down on that, though. They made a specific category for those people. They're called them hot tub streams now.
Oh, that's what that is. I thought it was physically like people sitting in hot tubs playing video games, and I'm like, that sounds like a great way to ruin your computer. Why are people doing this? But okay, now I understand.
Yep. That too. People do that too. Who was it? It was a streamer I watch. His name's Courage JD.
Oh yeah,
pretty good streamer. He did a Warzone stream in his hot tub.
That would be way too hard of a game to do in a hot tub, in my opinion.
Well, especially because these guys all use mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
Just could you imagine? I feel like I didn't see the stream. I bet he played it with the controller, just so he can on a big screen TV or something.
And if I were to sit in a hot tub, it's like I want to sit in a hot tub. I wouldn't want to be like gaming if I was in a hot tub.
Yeah, I'd be way too relaxed.
Plus, you're in a hot tub for like 15, 20 minutes tops, and then you're like, okay, I'm starting to get overheated, at least need to get out. You'd be sitting there like frying, like half an hour into Warzone or something.
Shipping on that spicy water.
I feel like these hot tubs that they get in, they're like lukewarm bathtubs at that point. Yeah. They're not hot tubs. Because I couldn't imagine, because these guys stream for, Nick Merckx is still live, and he's been on since 8 o'clock this morning.
You know why? Because he's having fun playing
Yes.
Apex.
Yes,
Or
this is
maybe
true.
he just doesn't have to take pee breaks because he's in a hot tub and like who's gonna know?
Well, no, he's not. He's not in a hot tub.
No. But no, I was watching Tim the Tatman stream, and I actually got clipped onto TikTok, and there was straight up a level 5 person got 100 kills in one match. And like
Wow.
Tim's literally sitting there watching him just wall hack and everything. It's like, come on. Like this is blatantly like he had a KD of 80 and none. Like never got sent to the gulag or anything like that because I was like, what the
Oh,
fuck?
that's me. That was me. I'm that good at Call of Duty.
Yeah, no. You're
You
lucky.
wish.
You're lucky
Oh.
to on Warzone, you're lucky to have a KD of maybe 2. Lucky.
I don't know. Maybe. I got some topics if you guys don't have anything really.
Nope, I don't have anything.
So, here's one. If time freezes, time freezes for everybody but you for one day, what would you do?
You'd probably die because that means like the Earth stops rotating.
But from what I
Your
understand, it's
heart
time.
stops beating, you know?
Well, no, from
I
what I
mean-
see it is your time freezes for people. Like people are frozen in time.
The world
if
still
the-
goes round.
Oh, I was
So,
gonna
yeah,
say because if
everybody
yeah,
else.
your heart would stop beating and you would die anyways.
No, it says time
Yes.
freezes for everyone but you for one day.
Okay, so everybody but you would die.
For one day. And then come
No,
back.
that's not how dying works.
That's what I
Never
don't. I
forget
think
doing
I think
about
we're
this.
missing the topic here. It's like time stopped. Time stopped going for everybody for one day.
I think we just have a better understanding of what time is and how it works than you do.
Or like that
It's just
episode
a
of
hypothetical question.
like that episode of Rick and Morty when they when their parents leave and they tell them, nothing better be out of place, and they get back and it's trashed because they had like a party with people from different dimensions, and Rick just like fucking freezes time, so they got a month to clean it up.
Right. Yeah,
You're
something,
like,
something like that.
we should probably
So,
unfreeze
What
them.
I would hit my head on my headset or my microphone. I'm good. What I would do, I feel like time's frozen, and it means I couldn't go get food for free because it's frozen. Like everybody, no one's going to serve me.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to use your oven or your grill or your microwave. Oh, that would be a bust.
I think I would dress up in an outlandish costume where they couldn't identify me and go rob a bank.
Well, how would they identify you if they're frozen?
Well, I mean, the next day they would realize the
said
bank
every-
fall.
Frozen, that means like the cameras and people too. They're not even going to see you.
Oh, perfect.
It's gonna be
I
like
would still
that.
I'd still do it. Just let him do it, just to make him look like an ass. Be like, hey, he doesn't know that the cameras aren't working right.
It would be like
Fine,
that
I'd
episode
still
of
dress up.
Futurama where Fry drinks 100 cups of coffee and he can move so fast that like nobody can even like fucking see him move.
Yeah, he's like Flash.
I fucking love Futurama. But no, speaking of Futurama, they did something just like that in Futurama.
Yeah,
Where
that's what I was
time-
talking about.
No, like that. It was I think it was the final episode of Futurama. Time froze for
Oh.
everybody except for Fry and Leela.
Yeah, because the like pocket watch thingy broke.
Yeah,
And so
and
they
then
got stuck in a
they lived out their
paradox.
they lived out their entire lives. It wasn't just for one day; it was for their entire lives.
Also, spoiler alert!
I was gonna say you just spoiled. Well, it's an old TV show.
Did I spoil it for you?
For me?
For me?
Yeah.
No,
No.
I'd already seen it. That
Okay.
episode was like
Okay, good.
happy, sad, sentimental.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying
word.
spoiler alert for the audience because
Too fucking late.
Well, yeah, too fucking late. It's out there.
that's true.
Snape kills Dumbledore.
Oh god, no! Don't spoil anything for me. Don't.
Oh, you love Harry Potter, don't you?
I'm indifferent about Harry Potter. I guess.
And then, yeah. Star Wars.
Whiskey and Mountain
is
Dew.
Vader's son. Yeah. So who here's all kicking back with a cold brewski tonight?
Guilty.
Guilty. I am.
Plead the fifth.
That's
Why would you plead the fifth in here?
yes. Like we're gonna judge you.
Fifth of whiskey.
He Fair enough.
Oh, I get it. I was about to say, well, I mean, somebody who is in a very high position of power did just say that no amendment of the Constitution is absolute, so I'd be careful with that before that gets pulled out from under you. But no, I like where you went with that.
Isn't that what amendments exactly are?
Absolute? I mean, yeah, I think so.
The amendment itself
is in absolutes.
Well, yeah, the amendment itself is absolute, but then they can add another amendment that makes the other amendment no longer a thing.
It is a whole long, drawn-out process to add or take away from the Constitution.
We haven't done that in
Good luck.
60, 70 years, have we?
Good luck. One of the steps of that includes all 50 states voting on it, and I think it's like a 70 or 75% approval rate to change an amendment. So it's like, good luck. Not to bring up politics or anything, but
yeah, no, especially in this time of this day and age, it ain't no way all 50 states are going to agree on it. Something,
or at least have a 3/4 of approval rate. Like, people can talk about it and stamp their feet and say what they like and don't like all day long, but the fact of the matter is, like, that's how you go about. Like, those are the rules that are in place. Like, if you wanted to change something like that, then yeah, you have to go through a due process, and that due process is pretty extensive. Like, even that, what I just mentioned, that's just one of the steps that it takes. So, I mean, good luck.
For those of you, I don't think we have any viewers currently out of the United States, but we take this I don't know about other schools, but we take literally a government class in our high school where we learn about this, and a lot of people don't comprehend after much of it at all.
Well, not just that, but even when you go into any sort of like political office, or like you go in the military or anything like that, like it's part of your oath of enlistment, whatever. Like, even when the president of the United States gets inaugurated, you're swearing to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic.
Yeah.
So it's like you have an oath to defend that, like, as you go in, whether like you're in the military or like you're going into politics somehow.
Yeah. So I answered the question if time froze a day for me, and none of you really did. You said you would die. That's what Jeremy said.
I would want to do something that would get me a lot of money. I'd probably try and go steal. Well, I'd probably go rob a bank. Because, like, if I go steal cars, those have VIN numbers. I'm going to get tracked down easily. Cash money is harder to trace.
Still traceable, though.
To a point. That's why you got laundry people.
Pretty traceable.
Yeah,
but do you know anybody who can launder money?
Maybe I do, maybe I don't.
I doubt it. Where are you going to find somebody out in your little tiny village over there?
Tiny village. It is.
Wow.
Hey, they still have the city you're living in, Trevor, as listed as a rural development city.
I would believe it.
I mean, mine too, but it's very obvious that my little town is still under development.
Mine is a city.
Yeah.
Yet you have the worst internet of us all.
I know what I would probably do if time froze.
What would you do, Casey?
What a plot twist.
No, here's what would happen. I'd be like, oh, sweet, like a day off, because some days I just don't want to do anything, which is a lot of days. And here's what would happen. Like, well, time is officially stopped. Means light doesn't work. Can't cook food. Can't call anybody. Can't even take my dog out anywhere because he's frozen too.
Yep.
I
mean, you could just pick your dog up like a big huge
just
popsicle.
like pick him up and start
Popsicle.
We go out to the park.
Let's go.
We go out to the park and I just like set him down, but don't sit him down right, and he stands there for a second, then just like fucking falls over like a board. But knowing me, it's like I'd have the day off and I'd be like, I'm just gonna chill, and then I'm gonna drink too much and get a bad idea. And then I'm gonna be like fucking Nicolas Cage, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence. I don't know. Probably nothing.
Yeah, I feel like my luck would be I would try and do something like that though, some big heist, and like plan it out, but forget that time is of the essence, and then thinking get all ready, and as soon as I get there, like my day stops as soon as I get to where I'm supposed to be, or time starts back up, and then suddenly I'm standing in the middle of like, I don't know, a bank vault wearing a fucking Scooby-Doo costume.
But think about it, they'll never be expecting it.
Right.
So you still might get away with it, you never know.
Just teller goes back to the vault or whatever, and suddenly there's just a Scooby-Doo standing there. And I'd be like,
they got duffel bags full of cash poking out the sides and shit.
Yeah.
I would have gotten away with it too.
If it worked for you damn kids.
Yeah, watch after this podcast. We're off to a great start. Well, at least I am, because this is the first time I've been on it. Like now we're all probably on a list somewhere. Thanks, guys.
You know,
You're
I
welcome.
think what was it? Episode 1, I got put on a list. I think.
Going to Pornhub.
Yeah, so I gotta be on some list.
Talking about.
Well, you get put on a list if you go on Pornhub.
I'm sure
I'm probably a fucking repeat offender or like some high risk or some shit on that list. If that's the case.
We appreciate your honesty, Jeremy.
Goddamn domestic terrorists up in here.
I'm not trying to incriminate myself, but if we're talking about OnlyFans, I started an OnlyFans.
I've had an OnlyFans.
How would you incriminate yourself by having an OnlyFans? It's not illegal.
Oh shit! Okay, good. I'm good then.
Well, you thought it was illegal to have an OnlyFans?
Oh, I'm ugly, so I thought like only attractive people have OnlyFans.
People will pay to get feet pics. They don't care what your face look like. They just want to see them feet.
Not mine. Mine are. I got ugly feet.
You'd be surprised.
I got like hobbit feet.
That would be the ultimate. What if you made an OnlyFans, but like you went and got like a pedicure and all that stuff, and shaved your legs and looked really feminine, but you're actually a dude, and you sell feet pics to old like horny men.
Oh, catfish it all the way. Fuck yes. And then when they ask for like, I'll let them subscribe to me for a couple months, and then be like, if you donate an extra $150, I'll do a zoom up from my feet all the way up to my face. I'll be nude the whole way. And
because people are lonely enough to do that kind of thing, like lonely enough to shave one leg so it feels like there's a woman next to him at night.
Some people, yes. I don't think I've ever done that.
Oh my god. Well, there's also people who fuck cars.
Obviously, I don't speak from experience. It was just something I heard on the internet. There's lots of stuff on the internet.
I heard from a friend.
Yeah, Trevor, I heard it from you. So,
asking for a friend.
What's up there?
Hey, just because I go get pedicures don't mean shit. Fuck off.
Wait, you really go get pedicures?
Yeah. Makes my feet feel all nice.
When I was in the oil field, I did go to get a pedicure at least once every few months.
He's one of those people. You already do that, don't you?
Shave my leg? No. I just go and...
No, not you, Trevor. He has an OnlyFans.
Yeah,
he admitted he had an OnlyFans, and then now he's getting pedicures. I'm like, I think I know what you're up to.
I told you people pay for them feet pics.
Shit.
No, I'm just kidding. No, I like going to get pedicures, get my fucking toenails painted, to have the people look at you weird and shit. The fuck yeah, why not?
I've never had my toenails painted, but I've gone in and gotten pedicures. It was when I was in the oil field, man. Casey, I don't know if you've done it, but you're kind of the same boat there. You wear boots all day long. Fucking a pedicure is nice. You don't have to go get your toes painted, but like just they do more than just toe work, like toenails.
I'm sorry, toe work?
Toenail work. They don't just like do your toenails and paint them. I mean, they'll work on your feet in general. And if you take care, like when I was, in the oil field, I was wearing boots every day for hours a day. And so not every month or not even every week, I'd go in once every few months and get a pedicure done just because I want my feet to be good because my feet are my money makers.
You just said your feet were ugly.
They are ugly. They're not making my feet pretty by any means.
They're not making him that OnlyFans money.
Damn,
but they're taking care of my feet. Like they'll do the scrubs and stuff and get rid of like the super thick calluses and
you could have your new house paid by OnlyFans.
Huh. Okay, yeah, sure. I tried to ask my wife if she wanted to do an OnlyFans with me, and she said absolutely not.
Are you serious?
Yes, but it wasn't going to be. It wasn't going to be about that by any means.
It was going to be the only crew.
I was about to say, at least she has some goddamn sense.
No, it would have been. I was thinking of doing like what are they called? A gangbang? No, fuck.
No.
A mukbang. A mukbang.
Oh Jesus, those are two completely different things.
No to both of those. I mean, one is worse than the other, but still.
What's wrong with the mukbang?
It's just because most people who do mukbangs. Okay, so I think it's called like misophonia or something like that. Like like the sound of hearing like somebody eat or chew or something like that, it just like it makes your skin crawl. I am one of those people, and most people who do mukbang videos like that are not polite about the way they're eating at all, and it's just like nails on a chalkboard to me. I cannot stand it.
Yeah, they turn their gain up all the way on their microphone.
Oh my god, kill me!
Every fucking lip smack and everything.
I can't do it.
Ours wouldn't be like, stop it, Trevor. That's fucking disgusting.
Fucking Trevor.
It's kind of supposed to be like that though, on purpose, because of like the ASMR tie-in bullshit that they do.
I wouldn't do ASMR with it, or no.
That's why a lot of them do it. At least I feel like because they're trying to cash in on all the buzzwords they can.
No.
The worst I would do in the food, like the ASMR food part, would be like if I had like a crab leg, I'd crack the crab leg right next to the microphone so you hear the crunch. That's about it. Good. And then I'd pull back and talk from a distance while eating so you could hear me talk, but you wouldn't hear my lips smacking.
I never understood the whole ASMR thing. I don't know. It doesn't seem to matter what it is exactly. It's just, I don't know. I never understood it.
My wife, she'll listen to ASMR to help her sleep. But it's not like someone talking. It's like ASMR of like objects or even like the sound of rain. Like those rain boxes. That's technically ASMR.
That's different though. Like calming sounds like a creek or like you said rain or maybe even like thunderstorm sound. Because I love storms. I think they're the most calming thing ever. I understand that, but like listening to somebody else eat and they're trying to. They're trying to make noise out of it. It's like, no.
Oh, God. There are people that do that. They're fucking farting in a mic and people like it.
I know. That's why I said it.
Like, why? Like, who, how, what clique is, like, what little niche are you in? Like, I mean, you do you, but keep it to you. Don't bring it to everybody else.
Yeah.
ASMR, it's just someone going to sleep and it's just a YouTube video of like 200 different people farting into their microphones. I'm not going to look for it. No, fuck that. I'm not going to look for it, but I'm sure it exists somewhere. People are goofy.
I'm sure it does too.
There's a pretty recent one actually.
Twitch. What?
She got banned for it.
I did.
for like
Just
3
look that up.
days.
I just looked that up. I just typed farting ASMR, and that's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
Twitch bans ASMR farting girl.
She gotten banned like 7 times in 6 months or some shit. And
How
then
do
they
you know
finally
that?
perma-banned her.
How do you
Because
know
I
that?
keep up with the news. What do you think?
I don't. We must watch.
Oh my
different
gosh, it
news,
was
I
Indy
guess.
Fox. Indy Fox got banned for farting in her mic. Huh. All right.
I don't even know who that is.
She's a barely popular, I don't know, titty
A
streamer.
Twitch streamer. Oh,
Yeah, titty
hot tub streams.
streamer.
Yeah, she's the one you were talking about, Casey. The ones they'd play video games with their tits, their fucking cleavage, fucking. That's all you see, pretty much, or all you'll notice, I should
And
say.
it makes me feel deeply sad because like I have seen that like every now and again, and like people are just throwing money at him, like $100 donation here, or like a $200 donation here, and it's like, all right, every time I put on my uniform in the morning, I might as well just put on the clown paint too.
Fucking right. Anybody. Like, I wish I could. But then there are the streamers, like the big streamers that literally are just playing games. Like my favorite streamer, the dude makes stacks every day. Shit, he's got, just today he had an extra like 10,000 subscribers. So that's like at minimum $5 a person. And then donations at the fucking ass. This dude just donated like it's crawling across the screen. A guy donated 1,500 to him.
Are those bots though? Are those real people?
No. Yeah, those are real people. There's one dude on his stream. He's from Saudi Arabia, and sends him thousands of dollars a day. And
That's weird.
he'll tweet Nick Merck. The guy's name is Nick Merckx. This dude will tweet him and be like, "Hey, when you coming out to Saudi Arabia and trying out my my Lambo or my Bugatti?"
Ah, not today, ISIS.
Yeah, not today. But he'll like donate, and then he'll donate like subs and Twitch and to people. He makes real good money on it. But
as long as you're consistent and funny.
Oh yeah. So I've got another topic here. So it says, what animal or instincts? Wow. What animal or insect do you wish humans annihilated?
Mosquitoes.
I tend to agree on that one. What do mosquitoes serve? What purpose do they serve?
I don't think they do anything.
Disease spreading.
Yeah.
Is that a purpose though?
I mean, yeah, it's their purpose.
So the only reason why mosquitoes suck blood is so they can reproduce. From what I understand, male mosquitoes don't suck blood. It's only the females that do. And they only steal blood from other living organisms so they can reproduce.
Well, at least I have some females sucking on me.
Oh my god.
I'm joking. I am joking.
You get
Don't
that bloody gluck gluck.
Get some water if you're choking.
This took a turn for the worse.
Back to it. So mosquitoes, they don't like in the chain of life. Do they help anything?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Bees. I don't like bees, but they serve a purpose.
Or wasps.
Wasps can fuck off.
Well, I think wasps serve a purpose too, don't they?
I don't think they do, actually.
I don't
Bees
think they
do.
do, yeah. Bees spread pollen. Wasps are just fucking mean.
I'm surprised no one said like spiders yet. I'm surprised nobody said that yet. But there are some good spiders like orb weavers, or some people call them cat face spiders. Like they eat hobos and brown recluses and like black widows and like the nasty spiders that are considered that are considered a nuisance. And like cat face spiders, like they eat mosquitoes and all that stuff, and they never go inside your house.
So this
Maybe
says
there are good ones.
Spiders? I think even... I don't mind brown recluses or hobo spiders, whatever you prefer to call them.
Oh.
They're the same thing, right? Brown recluses
No.
and hobo spiders.
No, they're not the same thing.
Some mosquitoes do help pollinate plants.
Okay. Damn it. They serve a purpose.
They feed on nectar, their usual food source. Outside of that, crucial
You know what?
blood
I would still say get rid of the mosquitoes and increase the number of bees. Because a bumblebee don't bother me. You walk away from a bumblebee, you're fine. You try and walk away from a mosquito, you're going to walk into another one.
Yeah.
But so it says the wasps do serve a vital role. A world without wasps would be a world with very much a larger number of insects and pests on our crops and gardens. So I guess they eat like mites and stuff.
Okay.
But still, they're dickheads.
I'll give them that.
Dickheads.
It doesn't make me like him anymore, but
no, not at all. Well, did you?
We don't have.
So the other day, Trevor and I went to go pick up Captain. We were going to go to the bar, and her arm was like covered all the way down in wasp bites.
Oh yeah.
What happened?
Yeah,
she was mowing the yard and at the back mowing her backyard, and one of the trees had a wasp nest in it, and they just attacked her.
Mm-hmm.
And then Keith made the story sound really funny. Because he was like, yeah, she came running up to the pavement, and then she tripped and fell in the mud, and the bees are sitting there stinging her, and she's screaming and crying. I thought it sounded like she hit the dog with the lawnmower.
He's like, I thought it was Rambo for a minute.
That makes me feel bad though, because I bet that was horrible for her.
Oh, it was, and she had like on both arms big old bites. They didn't it was a bunch of them. They didn't stop. She had to go inside.
I wonder
Keith went out and killed them, but
I wonder if they were wasps or if they were yellow jackets, because there's not just wasps. There's a whole different strain of types of wasps, and they look different. The other day at work, I went out to go move one of our armored vehicles, because we have armored vehicles in my squadron. I went out to go move one, and by the door there was a bunch of wasps. They ended up making a nest on said vehicle underneath it because it'd been sitting there for so long, and it's 100 degrees outside. I went up, and if it was just normal wasp, I wouldn't have paid much attention to it, because there's wasp all over the place where I work. And they don't really bother you at all. But these ones look different, and I ended up doing a Google search, and come to find out they were yellow jackets, and they are a lot more aggressive than just your standard wasp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I guess there's different breeds of wasp. And some are way more aggressive than others. Kind of like ants, for example.
Like a yellow jacket.
Yeah, Google search what a yellow jacket looks like.
Yeah, I'm doing it right now. That got a bigger butt than a paper wasp does.
They're bigger, yeah.
That's what I think most of the time is yellow jackets.
So, technical difficulties there. I'm fucking up, apparently. I don't know how to use a microphone anymore. You fucked up? Yeah, I fucked up. So, we were on the topic of, I think it might have cut off when I called wasps hunt with wings. Maybe that was the trigger word for my microphone to go, nope, I've had enough, I'm done. Maybe. We don't like this language. So we're going to go ahead and move on to another topic here. I have another one. If not, we can move on to the topics we started on the previous podcast, or the previous time we tried to record this last night. I'm done. Okay. So it's one of Casey's topics.
Uh-oh.
And it is, have you ever seen a ghost or encountered something paranormal? So I'm going to start first. we were camping. This isn't paranormal. This is more extraterrestrial. We were out camping in the middle of nowhere. Out in, like, not even, you can't see city lights or anything. The only lights you could see are lantern lights, from campers and stuff. So it was, and this was at like 3 o'clock in the morning. Everyone was in bed, so all the lights were dead. Even only light we had really was just the light of the campfire, and there was this bright ass light was zooming back and forth across the sky. It looked fairly close, and it was fairly bright too. It looked like someone had a flashlight or a pretty bright ass spotlight in the air and was going back and forth. Couldn't have been a plane, because it didn't go just one way. It would go another way, like do a direct diagonal a different way, and then straight up one way, and it was just moving around in just the weirdest ways. I'm terrified of UFOs and anything that's not from this planet or could possibly not be from this planet. So at that point, I was like, well, time for me to go back to the tent. Good night.
An interesting thing about that is if you listen to, I'll put on the tinfoil hat here for a second. Like documentaries or people who have claimed to see UFOs, because if you think about it, a UFO could be anything. It just stands for unidentified flying object. It could be like a test aircraft. It could be something that our military is doing, or God forbid, somebody else's military is doing. Well, a lot of people, or most of them that I have heard, describe it in the exact same way that you just did. Like, it doesn't fly in a straight line like an airliner jet. It'll go forward really fast to stop and then move up or straight down or diagonal or like, it's really weird patterns of flying. You're not the only person to say that.
And I know like those civilian drones you can buy can do that, but the lights were so bright on it that like a civilian drone couldn't carry a light that could have been that big. I couldn't explain what it was. And
there's some pretty bright small lights out there.
Yeah. And there is too. I mean, and for all I know, it could have been someone with a decent laser pointer, for all I know, because I know they make laser pointers that are fucking can do all that shit. I don't know. It was creepy. It just reminded me of that fucking movie. What is it called? The Sixth Sense? No, The Fourth Kind.
The Fourth Kind is what you were thinking of.
Yeah, The Fourth Kind. And I'm terrified of aliens. That movie made me terrified of owls. I don't fuck with owls. I see an owl. Fuck off. I see an owl or hear an owl in the woods, and I'm like, I'm going the opposite way. I'm not getting probed tonight. But that's my little story. It's not paranormal, but I can't explain it either.
It's something you can't explain. That's, in my book, that's paranormal.
Right. So, Trevor, do you or any of you guys have stories like that? Or
you guys have heard mine already. So
yeah, Jeremy hasn't. Trevor?
Jeremy?
I'm trying to remember.
No, I don't have one.
You said you don't have one, Jeremy?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember mine.
You're talking about the static on the TV the other day. I know that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so I was watching Ghost Adventures, and my mom saw me watching Ghost Adventures. She's like, you better be careful with that, because sometimes when you watch stuff like that, it'll come through, like the spirits will come through. And one night, in the middle of the night, or whenever, I can't remember exactly when it was, but my TV, like, I had DirecTV at the time. White noise is not something that happens when you have a TV service. Well, my TV went complete to white noise, and no matter what I did, no matter whatever I did, it just would not come off until I unplugged it. I'm like, okay, I'm done watching Ghost Adventures.
Like, well, and TVs nowadays really
fuck out of me.
Yeah, and TVs nowadays don't even have that like white noise,
capability.
It was like an old VHS thing, like when like when VHS was a thing.
Like you had to go to like channel 3 and it was all white noise until the VCR started, and then it started playing your Disney movie or whatever.
I had to do that when I had a PS1, like forever.
Or PS1s
when I was a
or
kid.
N64s. Yeah, that dates me. That dates all of us, I think, PS1.
I loved my PS1.
I never actually owned a PS1.
I did.
I had the PS1 and the PS1 Slim.
All I had was an N64 until I got a PlayStation 3. I had a GameCube, I guess, too. I had a GameCube and a Wii. I guess my family was more on the Nintendo side of things. I had an original Xbox for the short time. But
while we were on
so
that
you can
topic,
go ahead and share. Okay.
I'll probably just share one of them because I don't want to be too redundant.
Right. I think that second one was the better of them.
You like the second one a little bit better.
Yeah.
See, but with the second one, I didn't actually see something. I remember the second one. I remember the second one just like it was yesterday. In fact, I remember both of them just like it was yesterday because, I mean, when something scares the shit out of you that bad, you have a tendency to remember it. And even though that was like 17 years ago, I still remember it like it was in a photograph.
Yeah, I feel like it bypasses your short term and goes straight into long term memory.
Exactly. So, my best friend when I was in high school, and he was like one of those friends that you ever have friends and you just like go separate ways. Friends while you're in high school or college or like with my job or like wherever it is, you get along really well, and then all of a sudden you just go separate ways. This was my version of that friend, and in fact, I have no idea where he's at to this day. But he was my best friend in high school. Or wait, no, this wasn't even high school. This had to have been like middle school or something because we were both 14, 15 years old. So, funny enough, it was actually Halloween night, and we were playing Fatal Frame. A copy of it, because I've been a huge fan of horror games for years. If anybody, if you know me, you know that about me. And that game gave me nightmares when I was a 15-year-old kid. I'll admit it. The first one, like the second and third one weren't very good at all, but that first one, like, so it's Halloween night. We're hanging out playing Fatal Frame on the PS2, like just scaring the shit out of both ourselves. And he decides he's going to stay over because he was freaked out. He was staying at his grandma's house, but his grandma wasn't home. Unfortunately, she was an Alzheimer's victim. And she was at a hospital in Salt Lake City, and his grandpa was deceased. And for whatever reason, X, Y, and Z, he said he was just staying at his grandma's house, which is why he was over hanging out with me, because he didn't want to hang out by himself. So we're like, yeah, we can go get. You got blankets and a sleeping bag or whatever? And he's like, yeah, because we were going to, stay up late and have a game session. Yeah. Halloween. It was Halloween, right?
As you do.
As you do.
With your childhood friends, you get the sleeping bags and all that. And
of course. I mean, fuck, we're adults now, and I'd still do that.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, we did that the other day, didn't we? Well, without the sleeping bags.
I'm surprised we're not doing that right now. Anyway.
Surprised we're not doing that right now. You want to see my pecker?
Oh shit! Trevor's not invited anymore.
Good.
I'm gonna be the kid left out there.
Stop showing people your dick.
You got the dick. You got the dick.
What are you doing, step ladder?
God damn it! Okay, back to Casey's story.
Moving on. To understand why this scared the absolute piss out of both of us, here's a little bit of the anatomy of the house. So there's some concrete stairs, which is like stairs but different, that go up to the front door. And then right as you walk in the front door, to your immediate left, there is a doorway that leads down to the basement of the house. That's all you need to know for this one. So we were walking up to it, no big deal. We're just going to grab some blankets and leave. My parents' house was like 3 blocks away, I want to say. We get up to it. I wiggle the doorknob. I'm like, oh, it's locked. And he's like, well, I got the key right here. And about the time that He put the key in the doorknob. We could hear it because that basement door was just on the other side of the wall. That door slammed, and it didn't slam a normal person slamming a door. It was like fucking Chuck Norris kicked that thing in. It rattled the windows in the house.
Yeah.
And we knew nobody was in there, or at least he told me nobody was in there. But even if they were, like, why would that be a thing? Like,
and why would you slam that door?
It slammed, like, it shook the foundation of the house. Like, we started messing with the door, open it, not even 5 seconds later, like, that door slammed like it was going to crack a wall. And I looked at him, he looked at me, and we both had, like, he looked pale as fuck. Like, he looked scared, and we just immediately ran back to my house.
Yeah, no, that's... I don't fuck with...
And he had told me for years, because I was still his best friend when his grandpa passed away. And being a kid, and like your grandparent passes away, like that's rough on you. And I know like he was going through a bit of a bad time as a kid, but he said his grandpa did die in the house.
Maybe that was grandpa. I don't know. My grandpa would have slammed the door though.
I don't know, but like we were talking about last night before we messed up the podcast, it seems like whenever or every other occasion where something weird like that has happened to me, something that I couldn't explain, I've always been by myself. That was the one occasion where I had a witness with me that could attribute to it, because I know he still remembers that shit too.
Oh yeah.
If I were, I mean, I guess I could look him up on Facebook or something like that, but I haven't heard from that kid in like almost 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've had friends like that too, where we were real good friends through school, and now I don't even know where they are, what they do. I don't even know if they have families.
I don't talk to anybody I went to high school with. I went to college for a while, dropped out of college, and met you guys. Now I do my job. So.
Yep. Well, speaking of scary things, there's these pretty good creepypastas going around. But I think the most popular one is, what is it, Slender Man?
Yeah, I like Slender Man.
Slender Man.
I like it. It's really good. I like
the movie was horrible.
Which one? They've made several movies.
I didn't think any of them were good. Any of the ones that I saw, anyway.
The two I saw weren't very good at all.
No.
But speaking of these creepypastas, I think Casey, Casey and one of his work friends want to make the new popular creepypasta.
So here's the legend of Uncle Bob the Ball Snatcher, and it's something that myself and a friend of mine came up with, and here's how we managed to come up with this, and the only reason why we probably thought it was funny, I still think it's funny, but is, all right, so here's what happened. I was in basic training, and in basic training, you have to do something called EC duty, which is entry control duty. You'll get woken up, whatever, at weird hours of the night, you and a friend, because you have to use the buddy system, and you will guard the like the crew's quarters, or wherever the people are sleeping. I can't remember exactly what it's called. And you have your plastic weapon, because they're not going to give you a real weapon in basic training unless you're actually firing. So you and somebody else gets woken up in the middle of the night, and for X amount of time, you just have to stand there.
On guard.
You just have to stand there. Eventually, you'll do walkarounds with a flashlight and make sure nobody's out of bed, because you're not supposed to be out of bed. And if so, you have to like report that to the drill instructors and all that stuff. I won't say his name just for it's like
privacy.
Probably, yeah, I probably shouldn't. But I started talking to him, and one thing led to another in a conversation, and he ended up being like really into gaming, like just as much as I was, and he happened to like horror games just as much as I did. And we had the conversation like, oh, you like this? Like, oh, have you played this? Yeah, I played that one. That was really good. Have you played this? No, I haven't. So we were having that conversation, even though we're not supposed to speak, but there's no drill instructors around. So we're not going to get...
They're asleep.
Yeah, we're not going to get destroyed this hour.
We're going to get in trouble today.
Hopefully. Sometimes they'd come in and storm and just wake us up in the middle of the night, like just to fuck with us. Anyway, so
Right.
we started talking about, and this is where I learned about creepypasta.com. I didn't know what it was. This was the guy who told me what creepypasta.com was. I was like, oh, and I had to wait a while. I had to get out of basic training and all that, and actually get my phone back before I could look it up, because you're not allowed to have a phone in basic training. So I looked it up, and I was like, oh, it's just like user submitted horror stories. He explained to me what it was, and that night, while we were standing there doing nothing, we came up with the idea of Uncle Bob the Ball Snatcher. So it's like the Slender Man games, and if you played the Slender Man games, you're in a forest, you're by yourself, super spooky, blah blah blah, whatever, and you have to collect 8 pages. Well, at first, Slender Man doesn't even bother you at all, but the more you collect the pages, the more he starts to harass you until you get to that last page, and it is like a fight/run for your life to get to that last page. And so we kind of ripped it off a little bit, and so here's the theory. Nobody actually knows what Uncle Bob looks like. All that happens is when you get caught, you wake up in a bathtub full of ice with your balls missing. It's like that urban legend where you get seduced by a woman or man or whatnot, and you'd wake up in a bathtub full of ice with your kidneys missing. It's like that, but it's your nuts, and you don't actually get attacked by Uncle Bob. No, he has. It's probably just because we were very, very tired and we were very, very delirious. And if anybody listening to this has been through basic training, you will know how fucking tired and delirious you will be all the time.
Yeah.
We decided that Uncle Bob has an army, we're talking a whole fucking army, of turkeys that live in his basement that he lets out to go hunt his prey. So if you are ever out in the woods and you hear a fucking run. Because
beware the bull.
You'll find for a little bit. You might just see one turkey and he'll run away, be like, "Holy fuck, what's a fucking turkey doing out here?" And then all of a sudden there'd be 2, and now there's 3, and now there's 50 of those motherfuckers, and they're about to overtake you. And then next thing you know, you wake up in a bathtub full of ice with your nuts missing. And that's the legend of Uncle Bob the Ball Snatcher. Why did we think that was so funny?
I thought it was hilarious as fuck. You just hear the fuck.
It just sucks.
Now if I hear a fucking turkey, I'm gonna be like,
"What?" It just sucks. I had to explain this story again because I explained it last night, and the podcast didn't work, and now it's the second time that you're hearing it, and it's just not as genuine. But anyways, I hope the people
not as genuine.
thought it was genuine.
I still enjoyed it. I enjoyed it still.
Okay,
it's still good hearing it a second time. Still good the second time. But I think we talked about that got us onto the topic of certain types of ghosts, and then we started talking about the Hantu.
Oh no! Before we go on to that escapade, I'm always like looking for horror games on Steam or here. Sometimes I get really desperate and I'll go on to Game Jolt or something like that, just when I want to find something. And you see some really crappy, not very well done games that are for free on said websites, and I'm like, I could totally make an Uncle Bob Ball Snatcher game. It'd be fucking great. People would love it.
Oh yeah. We could use the same engine that Phasmophobia uses. I mean, it's
not
open software
or Devour.
They're all the same. They're all on the same engine, and it's a open source, so you can do pretty much anything. I fucking love it. It would have the feel of it's under 8 pages, and I don't know. What would you do? Try and walk around and
collect copy the
collect scrotums or something?
No. Ruin my game.
Scrotums.
I don't know.
No.
But it would have that kind of feel. You're walking through a forest and you just hear.
Maybe it would be like the old school Resident Evil games where you would solve a puzzle. I can't talk.
That's like a puzzle.
It's like a puzzle, but different. You would solve a puzzle or work on a puzzle, and some of them actually require you to think and are relatively difficult. But once you solve one, then it's like one turkey gets released. You have to avoid said turkey, and then you solve another couple series of puzzles or whatever, and now the next thing you know, you have a horde chasing after you. It could work. And the bad ending is when you actually wake up in a bathtub full of ice with your nuts missing.
A little bit. I don't know if we can show that, but just like show your character's like knees with some like bloody ice.
He'd be in a bathtub full of ice. I mean, that would censor it. You just have to find a way for the player to know that, hey,
just
your
make
nuts
the
are
ice
missing.
bloody.
Yeah, just make the ice bloody and your thighs bloody.
I might know some people. I know a guy who's developing a game. Let's see if we can get him in on this. I mean, he's developing an RPG game, but let's see if he has time for old Uncle Bob Ball Snatcher.
It would probably end up so bad. It wouldn't be good at all. It would be worse than any other game that I play on Steam.
I'd probably still play it over and over again.
I would.
Like, how would you get the turkey sound effect? It would just be one of us going into the microphone.
You could easily just get a turkey sound effect from like a YouTube or something, but
I think it'd be better if it was one of us.
Oh yeah. I mean, if it wasn't turkeys, I can do Bigfoot noises.
Oh God.
Oh my God. No.
Yeah.
How was that a Bigfoot noise?
Fuck me, Daddy. What?
What? Okay. Speaking of those games, we were that one of those new ghosts on Phasmophobia there, the Hantu.
Oh yeah.
I don't. It was Tori, wasn't it? That was telling you, Casey.
Yeah, she looked it up and figured out, because we were trying to figure out like what the ghost looked like, as different ghosts look like different things, share different characteristics, do different things, whatever, like how a poltergeist would throw things around a room versus like a spirit probably wouldn't do that. And so we looked up the characteristics of a Hantu, and I don't want to explain it. Somebody else can explain.
I could do this. I love this. So it's an old lady with big breasts on her back, and it's like an old, was it Polynesian or Indonesian or Malaysian? Maybe I think it was Malaysian.
I think I don't know for sure,
but it's a old folklore there. It's this old hag, like an old hag with large breasts on her back, to kidnap kids and kill them by smothering them in her breasts.
Death by snoo snoo.
Death by snoo snoo.
And I guess it was used, like the article that I read on the internet when I was looking at it, it was really used as a method to scare kids into behaving.
Kind of like Krampus.
Yeah.
I think Krampus would be a lot creepier than an old lady with back cleavage smothering you to death.
I don't, because I think I'd be like, take me,
Daddy.
No, stop.
When I look up a Hantu, if you look up the Phasmophobia wiki, it's an old dude, but I guess obviously they can't put the freaking
look up Hantu Techie or Techie or something like that.
Wasn't it like Hantu to Tech?
Yeah, or something like that. Hantu to Tech, yeah. Tetek.
Oh, big titty ghost, aka Hantu Tetek.
It's Malaysian folklore. Yep. Yeah,
Malaysian. She's got some freaking nips. That looks like a whole ass fucking pizza on her boobs.
God damn. Could you imagine seeing that? But it's only children, so we're safe. We're safe.
I mean, how safe do you think you are?
I don't know. Does it like count as child in the mind? Because I'm pretty childlike in the mind.
I don't feel like it would be as pleasurable of an experience as you think it's going.
No, I don't think so either. I think because you'd be dead.
Yeah, being smothered to death? Nah, I'm good.
I mean, at least with
know.
Uncle
Just
Bob
as
the
bad
Ball
as
Snatcher, you'll
drowning.
live.
Would you really, though? Because I'm pretty
Is it-
sure if you get your balls removed, you'd bleed out pretty
That's what the ice is for.
quickly.
That's
At
what the
least
ice
he
is
was-
for.
At least he was nice enough to, ice it down. Maybe he cauterized it too. You never know.
Yeah.
We can add that into it.
It's iced down.
I-
I mean, you'd be alive, but would you really be living? Like, I don't know.
I reckon that's debatable.
That's debatable. So we're talking about gaming now. I got a topic that might offshoot gaming a little bit here, or go to a little offshoot of gaming. It says, "What do you do when you hang out with your friends outside of gaming?
Drink.
And do you have any good stories you would like to share?"
For another episode, I do.
For another
Not
episode?
this
Okay,
one.
I will put this one on the back burner then. Oh, that is a different.
It's a
Okay.
story that you have heard before, and it involves me being overseas.
Oh yeah. I feel like I have.
Well,
heard this one.
Yeah, let's just leave it alone for now. I can bring it up
All right.
later.
Right on. We'll bring that up in the next episode, or if not an episode. I would like to hear it. I'm pretty sure I have already. Well, we're coming up near the end of the podcast here. We're about 30 minutes in on the second part of the recording, because I don't know
Question.
how to... Okay.
What if a giant asteroid hadn't wiped out the dinosaurs? How would it be like? How would it be different today? Like, would we be riding around on dinosaurs, or would just they kill us?
I feel like we would have killed them, honestly. If things... Because that's hard to say, actually.
Because where they're so big,
I think they probably
they're
would- I don't know.
would we
I think
be
they probably
serving,
would have killed us first. Because it was...
reptilian overlords.
Kill us. Yeah. I don't think we would be
Is even-
nearly as advanced as we are.
Because they only, think about how short ago of a time, the Revolutionary War was. Things like that. And wasn't that fought with, muskets and stuff? Yeah, we wouldn't have a chance.
Yeah, no. I don't think there'd be a whole lot of humanity left. And even if there was, I don't think it would be anywhere near like what it is today. I don't think we'd have electricity. I don't think... I mean, we'd probably have actual homes still, kind of like we do now, but without electricity and stuff. I don't think...
we wouldn't really be able to do power lines and stuff like that because they would just either step on them or destroy them.
You're right. And I don't think... Yeah, we wouldn't live the same way we do. I don't think... Yeah, things would be way different. I feel like some areas would be fine. I feel like the Idaho area would be pretty okay from the larger animals.
I'm pretty sure that Idaho was completely underwater at that time, or at one point.
At that time, yeah.
As you think about it, the Great Salt Lake, or the Great Lakes, and
Right.
it wasn't different
So I'm
dinosaurs existed at different times. What was it? It was the T-Rex and I think it was a Stegosaurus. They never even existed together because it was the Cretaceous period and the Mesozoic period and different periods with different dinosaurs.
Right. So that's even assuming. So would the dinosaurs even be alive today then, with all the different climate changes that have happened?
I don't know.
There's been a mass extinction event between then and now because there was the Ice Age.
True.
Yeah.
Right.
And how many?
I'm trying to think of my timelines now.
Yeah, because then there's the Ice Age, and shoot, not even the big mammal. Some of the big mammals didn't even live through the Ice Age.
Yeah.
Huh, and I was watching this video the other day. Actually, that's kind of interesting because I was watching this video the other day. It's what if dinosaurs had existed today? Well,
one theory is that they couldn't because of the air, because of our air now. Back when the dinosaurs were roaming the earth, there was more oxygen in the air than we do have now.
Yeah, because
And
there's a lot more pollution.
Not just that. Like I'm saying, like oxygen, the difference between the oxygen to the hydrogen that is in the air. It's just the atmosphere got thicker, or whatever happened to the atmosphere, or whatever. It changed the composition of the air, so it has less oxygen in it. So the fact they wouldn't be around today because they would suffocate. They would suffocate and die. It'd be kind of like if you got, you climb up to Mount Everest. There is less oxygen there, so it's harder to breathe. Now imagine these big dinosaurs. Not like they wouldn't be able to run. They wouldn't be able to probably even carry themselves because all that exertion they need, or all that exertion they're putting out, they wouldn't be able to draw in enough oxygen to keep themselves going.
No, I will point out that if there ever was like a paleontologist or like whoever studies dinosaurs, I can't remember exactly what that's called, or some scientist who's an expert on the subject matter listens to this podcast and he's like, these people are all fucking idiots.
If we ever make it that big, I'll be glad to have him go, yeah, you guys are fucking idiots. I'm like, well, you heard of us. I count that as a win.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, you heard of us.
We might be idiots, but you listen to us. I see this as an absolute win.
Yes.
All right, guys. I think we're going to go ahead and end up the episode here. We're coming up on about an hour and 4 minutes. It's about our usual length there. You can follow us on Spotify, on Apple Podcast, on Trevor. On what?
Anchor. Hold on, I'm waiting for it to load. My internet's being slow.
There's the big ones. Or Apple Podcast,
Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, and Spotify.
So we're pretty much everywhere. If you got an Android, you can get us on Google. You got an iPhone, you can get us on the Apple Podcast. You don't like either of those? You got Spotify. Everyone loves Spotify. Just hit that.
I'm more of an
shut up.
YouTube
Hit that.
person.
Shut up. I think we might have in the works. I'm going to start working on it about getting this on Apple Music, or not Apple Music, YouTube Music.
YouTube Music, yeah.
Or on YouTube in general, and then you can find it on YouTube Music. But go ahead and follow us there. On Spotify, just search up The Pirates Den, and you'll find us if you're listening to us somewhere else. Well, that should be it for us, guys. Bye.
Thanks for having me on, sir. It's my first time, first of many, long time fan. Hey, I miss you. Love
and
you.
You are welcome. Yeah, and you are welcome back, Casey. We'll be glad to have you. See you guys in the next one.
Great.
Bye.
Bye-bye.